The topic which we will discuss today is collision. You know that what is collision? Collision. So you know that collision is the interaction between two bodies when its momentum or kinetic energy or both will change. So this is called interaction between two bodies. So collision is the interaction. You know that collision is of two types. First one is elastic collision and second is inelastic collision. Elastic and inelastic. Elastic collision is that collision in which during the interaction the momentum as well as kinetic energy both remain conserved. Both remain conserved. And in inelastic collision only momentum remain conserved but kinetic energy is not conserved. So this is the types of collision, elastic and inelastic. So why we study collision, or what is the importance of collision? So collision is the basic tool by which we can study the fundamental forces in nature, or to study fundamental forces, and we can also discover the fundamental or elementary particles. To discover fundamental or elementary particles. Elementary particles. You know that there are so many types of elementary particles exist in nature, and research is going on to discover the more fundamental or elementary particles. So those elementary particles will be discovered by the method of collision. So collision is very important to study these two physical parameters or these two quantities. Now we will find, or we will discuss the elastic collision first in lab frame, then elastic collision in center of mass frame, and then inelastic collision in lab frame and inelastic collision in CM, center of mass frame. So first of all, we will study or discuss elastic collision in lab frame. Lab frame. So what is elastic collision? It is a collision of two particles. So let there are two particles. First particle of mass m1 and second particle of mass m2. And first particle is moving with velocity u1 and second particle is at rest, or u2 is 0. That is, velocity of second particle is 0. So it is at rest before collision. When this particle, first particle, will strike to the second particle, then these particles scatter. First particle will go in this direction and second particle will go in that direction. Means m2 particle is moving towards this side and m1 toward this side. So this is happening after the collision. So it is before collision and this one is after collision. So after collision, first particle moving along this side, second particle moving on along this side, and the velocity of first particle is v1, because initially the velocity of the first particle is u1 before collision, but after collision its velocity become v1, and second particle is at rest before collision, but after collision its velocity become v2. So let the angles formed with the x-axis with first particle and second particle, let it be phi and it be alpha. You may consider any angles, alpha, beta, beta, gamma, and other. So I have taken these angles as phi and alpha. Now we will study this collision, that is elastic collision. So what is elastic collision? So we know that there are two conditions. First one is linear momentum. Linear momentum is conserved, and second condition is kinetic energy is also conserved. So we will derive the equations for linear momentum, then for kinetic energy, then the whole equations of momentum as well as energy we will solve and find the perfect condition for elastic collision. So consider the first condition first. Firstly, that is linear momentum is conserved. So what is linear momentum? We know that the product of mass and velocity is called momentum. So it is two-dimensional picture. So we will split this momentum in two components because momentum is vector quantity and it has two components. So I will resolve this momentum in two components. The first one is along x-axis. Along x-axis, what will be the equation of equation for momentum? So momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision. You know that the equation is formed by this condition. Momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision. So what will be the equation before collision? So first one is m1u1 is the momentum of first particle before collision, and m2 into 0, that is 0, it is the momentum of second particle before collision, and is equal to after collision the momentum becomes m1 v1 cos phi, because velocity is along this side, but along x-axis its component is v cos phi, and along y-axis it is v sin phi. Similarly, for v2 it is v cos alpha, and this one is v2 sin alpha. So these are the components along x and y axis. So first equation become m1 u1 plus 0 is equal to m1 v1 cos phi and plus m2 v2 cos alpha, this one. So this is first equation before and after. Similarly, for second, along y-axis, again before collision, that is this particle, first particle is moving only along x-axis, so its y component is 0, and the second particle already has the velocity 0, therefore both momentum terms become 0, is equal to after collision along y-axis. What is along y-axis? This one, it will become m1 v1 sin phi, and the second one is minus m2 v2 sin alpha. This is condition number 2, equation number 2. So is it clear? Why there is minus? Because it is opposite to this. It is along upside, this is and downward side. So second equation, first and second equation. So these are the two equations for momentum. Now the third equation, that is using the condition of kinetic energy, that is kinetic energy is also conserved. Therefore prepare the equation for kinetic energy. So what will be the kinetic energy before collision? It is half m1 u1 square plus 0, because second term is half m2 0 square, because second particle is at rest before collision. So 0 square means all things become 0. And on right hand side it is half m1 into v1 square plus half m2 into v2 square. So there are no any component will be used, because kinetic energy is scalar quantity. So we will take only its magnitude, that is half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. So this is third equation for kinetic energy. So there are three equations. We have three equations: first equation, second equation, and third equation. First is obtained from x component, second from y component of momentum, and third equation from kinetic energy. So we will combine these equations, first, second, and third, and get final answer or final condition for overall elastic condition. So for convenience, let m1 is equal to m2, both are m. Say, consider both particles have same masses, that is m1, m2 is equal to m. So we will use m in all equations, and we get the simple equations, and then we will solve these equations and correlate these equations with each other. Finally, we will get the condition of phi plus alpha is equal to 90 degrees. So this is final condition when the masses of the particle are equal. So you have already read this article in 10+1 class, I think, and at that level you have used the masses m1 and m2, both are different, but I have taken for convenience the masses are equal, and hence we will get the final condition theta plus alpha is 90 degree, that is this angle is 90. It means after collision both particles will move orthogonally, means one is moving in one side and other is moving at right angle to the first particle. So this is the condition, or we obtained from the elastic collision of two particles in lab frame. So next article is same elastic collision in center of mass frame. So we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you very much.